into this. 1911, when King George V visited India, he decided to shift the capital from Calcutta to Delhi, and he organized the biggest darbar, G-U-R-B-A-R. Darbar is a court, C-O-U-R-T, courtroom for the king. So courts are generally taking place in the palaces of these kings. But this was the greatest darbar which took place in the history of India, when King George V invited all the 565 Maharajas. Have you heard this term, Maharaja? It means great kings. Raja is king, Maharaja is great king. So all those 565 Maharajas were invited to Delhi to participate in that great darbar which took place here. And the encampment that time, back in 1911, just imagine, it was 35 square kilometers. All the Maharajas, they came here with their entourage, and like each Maharaja was their elephants, horses, and it was some big show. And I'll continue with this. You're all again going to see India Gate on to the right. If you look onto your right now, that's India Gate, and you see the gazebo before India Gate. I'll tell you about that also. So he said that we are shifting our capital here, and all those wealthy Maharajas, the big Maharaja kingdoms, they said we also want to have our houses built in Delhi. So that's why we have the Hyderabad house, we have Jaipur house, Baroda house, Kashmir house, all those big Bikaner house, Jodhpur house, all those Maharajas, they got their houses built. Like you see, one on the left hand side. So these were the Maharajas' houses here. This was the Jaipur house, the Gallery of Modern Art, what you see now. So that's how their buildings, their personal houses were built here. And this was like Lord Hardinge was the viceroy back in those days. And he commissioned Edwin Lencier Lutyens, who was the president of the Academy of Architects, Royal Academy of Architects. He was given the charge to design New Delhi. And Lord Hardinge asked Lutyens that you have to design New Delhi with the traditional Indian style of architecture. And the reply of Mr. Lutyen was, I'm sorry sir, there is hardly any traditional style, Indian style is left in India. He was not trying to be sarcastic. Actually, India is such a receptive country that whoever has come our way, we have adopted their mannerisms, their art, their architecture, their food habits. So it's a mix, it's a blend of all those cultures. So then he took the permission. He did seek permission to travel through the entire country, India, and then he said, I'm going to come up with something. So he traveled through the length and breadth of this country, and when he came up with, he called it, Lutyens, this is the 8th order of architecture. Before that, there were 7 orders of architecture, and this was the 8th order of architecture which he came with, a beautiful blend of Hindu, Islamic, Hindu Rajput, Buddhist, and British classicism. So those were the blend, and also the Greco-Roman was there. So it was a mix of 6-7 different architectures, which it is the 8th order of architecture, and that's how New Delhi was built back in those days. 26th of January, we are going to celebrate the Republic Day of India. This is the day when Indian Constitution came in force. And my friends will be very happy to know that Indian Constitution is based on American Constitution. So that came in force 26th of January 1950, and we celebrated with a great pomp and show. And that we have parades on Indian Defense. Indian Defense has got 3 wings: Army, Navy, and Air Force. They also display their regiments, and all the different states of India, they come up with their folk dances, their cultural thing. It's a very big event coming up on 26th. So that's why this time of the year, they have a very, very tight security. Like sometimes like a common man just can't imagine of going closer to that. So that is what is coming up. That's why you see the barricading and all. Okay, why so much security in these areas? You see these houses with the green fencing? These are the houses of the different ministers. And like it's a naval office that side, what you just passed. So these are very important people's houses. That's why the security is here. Team, look to your left hand side. Look at this huge building on the left. This is All India Institute of Medical Sciences on the left hand side. And some of the best doctors in India, even in America, they got educated, they did their education from here. This is one of the finest medical colleges in the country. That's one of the finest institutes.
Also a hospital because it's very big.
Yeah, it's also a hospital. One section is a medical college, the rest is a hospital.
On the other side is the pharmacist.
Blue background, white letters. I don't know the reason for this, really. This is a recent development in the city. Even for me, this is something new. It's here in the car. See, at many places, or rather most of the places, your camera tickets are included in the entrances, but there are some places where it is not.
I think they drive with a hand on the horn. We are crossing as a group. Safety in numbers. Yeah, if they hit us, it's too much of a mess. Queue for high value ticket holders. The queue for general value is less than the high value. Because we have paid less. Beautiful place.
Team, we are at one of the most amazing sites of Delhi, and this is one of the most photographed monument of Delhi. We call it Qutb Minar. Qutb-Minar. Qutb Minar. And this is not only a building, it is not only a minaret, not only a monument, but it was one of the very first big political statements that yes, Islam has finally arrived in India and it is going to rule from these grounds. I know there are lots of names I'm going to say, but again and again when I'm going to repeat those names, it will be easier for you. I told you that Delhi was a city of so many cities. Some say Delhi was a city of 8 cities, Delhi of 9 cities. Some say Delhi is a city of 18 cities. But I will go with whatever I have studied. It's a city of 9 cities, including New Delhi. British left India in 1947. Before British, there were 6 major Islamic dynasties who ruled in India. And the 6 major Islamic dynasties who ruled in India, the first we call slave dynasty. Because the first king, the first actual king, Islamic king, was a slave to his master. If you want to know who these people were, they were Mamluks. M-A-M-L-U-K, Mamluks. So slave dynasty was the first dynasty which ruled India. Then Khiljis. Then we had Tughlaqs, slave, Khiljis, Tughlaqs, Sayyids. After Sayyids came the Lodhis, and then came the Mughals. After Mughals came the British, and after British, it was independent India. So if we talk about Indian history, Indian history is being taught in the schools, in the colleges, into 5 separate periods, 5 different periods. And these 5 periods are, first is ancient India, from 3000 BC, 3500 BC. Second period is known as Sultanate period, when the sultans were ruling here. Third is Mughal period. Fourth is British, and fifth is independent India. See, these periods, let me tell you the age of these periods. Ancient India, 3500 years. Sultanate period, 400 years. Mughals, 225 years. British, 190. And independent India, 71 years. Look at the inequality of the periods. But they say, time periods are not a bottle-tight compartment, they actually overlap each other. And that's how whatever we are going to see on this trip, monuments, dresses, food, music, architecture, it will be having reflections of those 5 periods into this. So what I try to say, 711 was the period when India had the first advent of Islam. This was the period when these people from Central Asia, they started to move towards India. It is not that they only came towards the east, they were going towards west also. But if you remember, in the west, they were stopped by the, what do you call those crusaders, those big men on the horses, Knight Templars. They were stopped by the Knight Templars close to Poland, and they were sent back. But this side, societies were more agrarian. They were not as aggressive and as barbaric or as fighters like those, and they lost. And that's how the first advent of Islam in India was in early 8th century. But for the first 400 years, these people from the Islamic world, they did not come to India with an idea to rule into this country. Their major idea was to draw maximum wealth out of this country and spread Islam through words and sword. And they were quite successful in that. Now I'm talking about 1190s. That time there was another ruler. His name was Muhammad Ghori. And he came here, he won India, and he was going back with lots of riches. But then he said, every time I have to come and I have to attack, why don't I leave my slave here? And he'll take care of me. See, when I take this term slave, slave means somebody working for you day and night without any money, without any charges. But in the bygone era, slaves could be purchased and sold as per their requirement. If you are a big businessman, you can have a slave accountant for you. If, let's say, if I am a goldsmith, I can have a slave goldsmith like who knows that work. So that's how this man, Ghori, he purchased a slave governor who can rule, who can take care of this land on his behalf. And his name was Qutb Aibak. Qutb Aibak was left here and Muhammad was gone. On the way, he passed away. Or maybe after reaching there, he passed away. And this side, when the slave heard that his master passed away, he declared himself as the independent ruler of India. And that's how we had the first Islamic ruler in India. And to celebrate, and after that, he made several campaigns in nearby areas. And he was victorious one after another. And to celebrate his victory in 1192, he constructed this minaret after his name, Qutb Minar. Minar, the English word is tower. And this is actually based on the Tower of Jam in Afghanistan. It is based on that, 1192. 825 years old structure you are looking at right now. But Qutb Aibak, he could only create maybe first or second, and he passed away. Then his slave general, Iltutmish, I know lots of names are there, but maybe I can write it down if you want. His slave general, Iltutmish, he completed it, and initially it was with 3 stories. So 1192 first construction, 1220, 3 stories, and it was done. Then in 1369, there was a major earthquake, and the topmost story, the first of the 3, it got down, it came down. And in 1505, there was a Tughlaq dynasty who was ruling, the 3rd dynasty, and a ruler called Firoz Shah Tughlaq. He said, I'm going to repair it. So instead of repairing, he made like he added one more, which was in, marble. The first time marble was introduced and added one more. So then it became 5-story building, 73 meters high, 14.7 meters at the bottom and 2.7 meters on the top, with a spiral staircase with 379 steps to go up.
Was it ever used to call?
No, it was not for a call of prayer. It was just a political statement showing that now he's there. This man was full of I, me, myself. And this is how he was showing his I, me, myself. So this was one of the very first. Now when we are talking about this structure, I also want to draw your attention. See, Delhi is an earthquake-prone city. We are on seismic zone 4, and it is standing with the wear and tear of time. So they were so smart with their architectural approach or learning that, see, the top 2 floors are just circular. The 3rd one, the middle one, 3rd from top and 3rd from, it is having some angular fluttings. But before, under there, it is having some circular fluttings. And the ground level is having 1 angular and 1 circular. So when they were making this, what did they do? Just look at this drawing I'm making. Each angular flutting is opposite an angular one. Each circular one is opposite a circular one. ground floor. It is like almost half inside the ground. Broader. And that's how it is standing with the wear and tear of time. After so many like earthquakes, smaller quakes, for 800 years, nothing has happened to it. Till 1974, it was very much possible to climb this. But in 1980, in a very unfortunate event, around 400 people were in there, and there was a stampede. And who were the victims? 45 school children. 45 school kids. 45 school kids were the victims. And after that, they closed it for public forever. I think that was a great decision.
What caused the stampede?
Like it is just a spiral staircase with very small windows, and there was some misconception, something is happening. People started running, trampling the little kids, and 45 kids lost their lives. And after that, they completely stopped it for the people, for the public to get inside there. We are going to go there. We'll look at this. As you go closer, you will see there are some very beautiful calligraphic ornamentations are there on the floodings and on the floor. Those are the verses from Quran and Hadith. Quran, teachings of Islam, and Hadith, attributions to Islam. So some of the most, the best phrases are like written over there. Originally, this site was a Hindu and a Jain site. Around 27 Hindu and Jain temples were actually demolished to create this. This man, when he said that I'm going to make my city here, he did not wait the quarries to be quarried and the stones to be brought here. He just demolished those temples and he started using the rubbles of those buildings and he started to build this. So the first minaret was this, and the first congregational mosque, first real mosque in India is in South India, 636, Kochi, Trichy, the place. But first mosque where they worship, that was congregational mosque, was here in 1192. How can I corroborate what I'm saying? Hindu temples always used to have some beautiful embellishments in the form of human figures, human faces, rope-like structures, bells, chains, tassels. But Islam never shows idols and images and like life. But that you are going to see in the columns there. That's how I can say that these were the temples which were demolished and then they created this. So this particular complex, a huge complex, is the mosque complex. That is the minaret. When the Mamluks, who were these Mamluks? They originally came from Egypt, then they traveled all the way to Turkmenistan, and from there through Central Asia they came to India. These were the people who built this one. So this was the first dynasty, slaves, Mamluks. After that came the Khiljis. And this Khilji was even bigger in me, myself. He said, if this man can build this one 100 years ago, I want to create something double the size of that right in front of it. And he started to create that one. But unfortunately, he could not finish it and he passed away. So it was a myth that whoever tries to make the minaret here passes away. So nobody tried to add anything to that, and it was left like that. It was left exactly like this. The buildings were like this, flat top, like these were the beams. What do you call lintels? And how do you spell it? L-A-N-T-L, lentils. Lentils supported on the columns, and used to have beautifully patterned brackets. So this used to be an entrance to a ancient Hindu site. Hindu temple, Hindu palace, you will find something like that. But when Islam came the first time, they came with the arches. And this is a normal Islamic arch, but they came the first time an arch which was a combination of Hindu and Islamic. First an arch and then lotus buds here. So that is the first arch in 1360, something like that. It came over there. So we are going to see all these things. Still a mystery for the metallurgists. But why, despite of being in open, it did not rust till date. Now they have come to some formulas and conclusions, and the inscription has been deciphered. That language has been deciphered, in which there is an inscription, and it says that column belongs to 4th century AD. And they found it in central India, in the jungles. Vidisha is the place where they got it, and they got it transferred to this place in 8th century. And for last 1200 years, it is still proudly standing there. According to Hindu mythology, we believe that this must have been a temple post in front of a Vishnu temple, because we used to have columns like that with an image of Garuda. You know Garuda, the Indonesian Airlines? Garuda is eagle. Eagle is the vehicle, the transport of Lord Vishnu. So this is maybe a temple site. So a lot of Hindu mythology is also hidden here. So please follow me. We are going to go in there. I'm going to give you around 15 minutes in this courtyard. After that, we go closer to the tower. Then I show you the archway which I mentioned, and then we take the exit. Okay? Would you like to join me?
No, I think I'm going to try on my own.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh my God, look at this place. Awesome.
You can see there's a chain.
Oh,
With the bell.
wow.
But if you want to see the rope and tassels, that's the rope, bell, tassels, and the iron and the demon face is this side.
And this is an indication of
Hindu temples, Hindu architecture. See this. Very prominently being shown here. The two eyes, nose, and the face. This is a demon face to keep the evil spirits outside the temple.
oh wow. So they reuse the columns from Hindu temples.
They demolished the columns and used the same columns for the mosque.
I bet you it's full of little symbolisms like that. I should have made my research. Beautiful. Wow. And I think this is the iron post that he was mentioning. And true enough, there is no rust, nothing. And that's the inscription, probably ancient Sanskrit. And look at that arch. Beautiful colors. Hope they are coming through.
सामने से हटो अंदर ये विशेष
Why is it so like rust colored?
It's colored. It doesn't have the rest.
It's magnificent, especially with this light. Beautiful. It's a good place for a photograph. Wow. What's his name? What's Muhammad Imad? A boy or a girl? Is it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Boy. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Bye. Aww. They wanted to take a picture with me.
ये मेरे मोबाइल में लेना इससे ले अच्छा उससे दूंगा
This is awesome. He's chasing his dad. The squirrel. Look at him go. Wow. Oh my God, he's so fast. Can you see him? Wow. I love my group. But being on my own is also nice. Now this is dedication to get all the way the whole Minarain.
Look at this.
Oh my God! Can I videotape that?
Yes.
Yes, yeah? Of course. That is wow. Oh my God! Look at that. Good job. Where are you guys from? Where are you from?
Delhi.
Delhi. Oh, thank you very much. Bye.
The lotus buds. That's the archway I was talking about with the lotus buds. One of the very first archways that we had here. That's the arch with the lotus buds. With the lotus buds.
Here.
If you want to go in, it's beautiful, but then come back the same way. I'm waiting for you out here.
Yeah, that's the lotus bud. And even in marble. Oh, beautiful, my gosh. Such beautiful details.
I'm not even, see, I'm not seeing that also. What do you call it? The second. American Hotel. Yeah.
What is this?
Okay. You want me to explain it now or at some other point? Okay, now. Ladies and gentlemen, this was in one of the arches. It appears as if this was a Star of David.
It's nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was not a Star of David. It is very much a Hindu sign. And
With the two triangles.
And to simplify it, these are two triangles, one triangle facing upwards, one triangle facing downwards. This is a sign of fertility and sign of union of the male and female. But in philosophical language, you can say the upper sign is cosmic energy and the lower sign is cosmic consciousness. So this is the union of cosmic energy and cosmic consciousness, which gives life, which is life giver to the world. That's what it is. So it's a Hindu sign.
Oh, is it right here?
Look at them. It's beautiful. Oh wow. Look at that color. A few more minutes and we would see the sunset. Huh? Beautiful.
This is one of the very first sites in Delhi or in India to have been declared as a World Heritage Site. But look at this. There are three side faces, one full and two half, and one is at the other side. History. I'm taking you back to 3rd century BC, when this original lion capital was built somewhere close to Varanasi. When we are going to go there, I'm going to show you the original one and fragmented into 3 pieces. And this is one of the most amazing pieces of Indian art back from those days. And for that little period, India became a Buddhist state from Hindu. For that particular time, India became a Buddhist state. So this is a Buddhist sign, which is the national emblem of India. Every Indian currency note, every Indian currency bill is having this lion capital. And this was given to us by one of the mightiest of Hindu kings who ruled into this country in 3rd century BC. He was a Hindu king, but after a lot of bloodshed, he gave up his arms and weapons and he adopted Buddhism. He adopted Buddhism. And that India, if you see, was the largest India in Indian subcontinent. And that time, if you remember, in Bamiyan, Taliban pulled those Buddhist statues. Those were also erected in the same time. And that was actually Indian Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, that was India. That was not like Afghanistan built those things. Those were Indian things which were pulled down.
That was so sad.
That was the largest India you see in the history. And this comes from that. In addition to this, when you look at Indian flag, it has got 3 colors, the saffron, the white and the green. And the middle strip, which is white, right in the center, you see there is a wheel with spokes. There are 24 spokes are there. So what are those 24 spokes? The 24 doctrines from Buddhism. So you can imagine what a big impact Buddhism had on India back in those days. And to surprise you more, we have 10 incarnations of Lord Vishnu. And the 9th incarnation is Lord Buddha. That close Hinduism and Buddhism are. Today, Hinduism is 79.8% in India and Buddhism is 1.7%. So this is the national emblem of India, actually a Buddhist sign. Thank you for your patience, concentration.
Check out the line.
Yeah. That was a beautiful visit. You actually have to put this thing in to get out. That was a great visit.
My white t-shirt. I knew something else. I said how
The sunset. It's beautiful. We're going for our welcome dinner, and it's so close to the hotel. We are walking to it. Nice area. Interesting. And this is the place. Hi. Oh, we have entertainment.
Welcome to India, and this is a welcome dinner. And whatever menu is coming up, I will talk about that later.
Hey Jay, do they have Sula?
Yes.
Do they have Sula? Sula?
Sula. Sula, no? Sula. It's called Pebble Street. The place is called Pebble Street. It's a restaurant bar, but the reason food quality is very good. So the menu is, we have got a couple of starters. And the starters are, one is vegetarian, the another one is non-vegetarian. In the vegetarian we have paneer tikka. Paneer is cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is one of the most savored dish for the vegetarians. And it has been barbecued. Then there is Tandoori Chicken, barbecued chicken. That is our starter. Then in the main course, there are 5 dishes. Chicken makhani, chicken cooked with that gravy with some creams in it, and this is the dish which for some time it became the national dish of United Kingdoms. It's a beautiful dish, butter chicken we call it sometimes. Then there is mutton rogan josh. Mutton, we do not serve mutton, but the name has been given to us by the Brits. It is actually the kid lamb. That's what. Then we have dal makhani, one of the finest lentils. Dal is a Hindi word for lentils. And dal makhani, it's black lentils simmered overnight, like boiled overnight, simmered overnight, and served in the morning. They've done it since morning they're doing it. Then there is a dish called mixed vegetable. It's all the vegetables mixed. And then paneer makhani. Those who are not eating chicken makhani, they will be eating paneer makhani. Makhani is like cream. We have some rice and we have two types of breads. Regular roti, not done on the griddle, done in the oven, our clay oven. And then we have some garlic naan. Do not miss garlic naan.
I love garlic naan.
Okay? That's your benefit.
Do you want to choose or you
No, everything is coming on the table.
Oh my God.
Eat as much as you can.
Oops. To a great trip. Cheers, everybody. Great day. So this is Sula. It's a red wine that is made here in northern India, and it's supposed to be really good. Cheers. Nice and sweet. Very nice. The purchase.
Oh, this is the lamb.
The lamb. This one.
You're vegetarian, right?
This is the garlic now.
Two hands. It's very easy. This finger plays a very important role to press the bread, and these fingers will help in pulling. So, what I'm doing, see, I'm folding it like this, or if I don't fold, I'll do like this, and with my other three fingers, let me fold it. Like this.
Wonderful.
And then I will do like this.
Perfect. And that's how you taste. You feel your food before you taste.
French my food, not training, not tripping it.
I always have to take this home. It's so good.
Steal his.
We should, right? We should steal it. I think it's peppermint ice cream.
Right, yeah, I know
Awesome.
that is scary. And then
So
you
good.
have to do it.
One of our travelers look like some movie star, Bollywood movie star.
Did you like it signed by
Yes, like an autograph. So this is
Okay, just for a minute. See, what is this? Guess. What is this?
chocolate.
ये कितने का है? 25 रुपए का.
What is pan?
What is it?
Pan is a beetle leaf.
Oh,
It's a beetle leaf.
oh my God, that red thing
Yeah.
that makes your...
This is what people take as a mouth freshener. Sir, I'm paying you for this. I want to show them. I want to give them all first-hand experience. Let me put this in my pocket first. You first.
Let's see if it is that.
See, I'm just opening it up. It looks like this. No, that side. Please. इसको हटाओ सर.
बीच में क्यों आ गई? मार इसको छोड़ो.
नहीं मारना मत. So this is a beetle leaf, and people eat it as a
Oh yeah.
as a mouth freshener and as a digestive. It digests. So what is inside? Sorry, what is inside? It is a beetle leaf with so many things inside. This is cherry. There's some coconut leaves, grated coconut. And this is a marmalade made out of rose leaf. Rose leaf. There are some beetles inside, and it is a very strong thing to eat. Beetles? Not that beetle insect. It's a nut. Beetle nut.
Beetle nut.
Do you eat the leaf?
People eat it. I don't.
Do you eat the leaf?
Yeah, they eat the leaf. If we eat it, our teeth will be all red.
Right, yeah.
I don't
beetle
eat it,
nuts,
but
yeah.
I've purchased it just to give you another everyday life experience. कितने पान निकल जाते हैं अपने रोज? 50 पान कुली अरे हैं और दूसरे ओके दिस इज दानिश my new friend 1 minute ago.
He's gonna be a guinea pig.
And Danish says at least 1,000 betel leaves he sells every day.
Wow.
And this is for Danish and his friends.
Show us.
This is for you and your friends, Danish.
Oh, we have to see that.
Yeah. अब इसको now how he eats it पूरा खा के दिखाना. Take a video. Danish is our star today. Danish पूरा मुंह में डालिएगा. See.
Oh my God.
It's like a peanut for him. And
You are silent forever. You say anything about
He's gonna spit it out.
And this is the time. All the ladies want their husbands to eat this. No, take it reverse. All the husbands want their wife to eat it, so that their husbands are talking in wiser. That's like that.
But that's not
Funny. So, but wait, you're gonna eat it or you're gonna spit it out? You're gonna eat it?
Yes.
Wow.
He's going to try.
Interesting.
He's trying to keep.
We are back.